Right. One more adjustment on the camera. There we go. All right. Well, welcome, and happy Sunday, and happy yoga. And if there's anything in particular you need, say it or speak it or send it. And okay. Divinely downloaded. All right. So let's start with sitting. I'm going to sit on a block, but you sit however you like. And, you know, when we sit on something sturdy and strong, it supports the bones. When we sit on something soft, it supports the tissues. So it's like, what do I need right now? I feel if I need grounding, support, I'm going to sit on a block. And if I'm like, just need to do that, then maybe sit on something softer. They're just playing. All right, I'm just gonna ignore them and we're gonna begin. Let's start this way, guys. Just roll your wrists a couple times, both directions. Start to pay attention to your breath and then bring your hands together. And we're just gonna spin this wheel of the year, wheel of life, cycle of life. Moving into spring solstice next Sunday. So very, very exciting. Start to close your eyes, drop your jaw, drop your head, and now rest your hands either in prayer position or on your lap. Any place that they fall is the right place. And feeling your own presence here. Feel yourself seated as you are in your space on your mat. That you are entering into this hour with a sense of playfulness and with the priority of self-care as number one, to move in a way that is healing, revealing, maybe expanding, to know yourself more deeply and to come into more of who you are as free spirit, as embodied being. As these dogs are fussing beside me, I think, no one needs to teach a dog how to be in every part of its body. The tail literally wags when it's happy. Everything connected. And then we'll welcome ourselves and call ourselves home 3 times. Begin with a nice big inhale, lengthen tall, and release this breath completely. Inhale fully. Oh. As you exhale, bow your chin, pause here as you inhale, feel your heart lift. And on this exhalation, release your hands to your thighs. Lift your chin and open your eyes. Okay. All right, let's stay seated just for a moment. We'll do a quick little footy. And we've been starting with, which is just Joe speak for foot massage. So however you want to hold that foot, do that. I'm going to offer this too, maybe like a different sit, just to lean over to one side and grab the foot underneath, and we'll switch. So if this works for you, great. So I just have one leg bent, one on top, and then I have nice access to this foot here. So, and then I can push in, but whatever you're doing, just give this foot some love. The sole of the foot, the top of the foot, the toes. Whatever you've got here, pay attention to the heel. Notice if any places are tender. Keep your face very relaxed, like even smile if that helps, or drop your jaw, your eyes, and be in this foot. And then we're just going to give it a twist. And I'm going to keep my foot underneath here. Just take the hands and give it a little twist side, two hands moving in two directions. Good. And then you could even just give the toes a little twist and pull. Good. Okay. Love that foot up. I love you. Left foot. Good. And then we'll take a moment. Just pause, however you want to do that. You can already feel awakened energy, and then we'll switch. And so I'm just going to do the same thing. You do whatever works. Oh, Heart's just showing me the rapid change of color.
Yeah,
It's
that's
actually
crazy.
crazy.
You can totally see that.
Yeah. So love this foot up. All of its parts, the sides, the middle, the front, the back, the top, the bottom. Good. Okay. Just moving into your final few moments with this. And then coming to the twist when you're ready. Just twisting anything you can twist, give it a twist. Bring it out. Good. Just invite a little bit of vitality into the feet. Okay, I'm just going to come with the feet out. I'm going to sit this way. You sit however you like. We're just going to roll the ankles. At the same time, I'm going to lift myself tall. Breathe. Good. Okay, go in opposite ways. So one foot, like an egg beat of your feet. And that might be, for me right now, super challenging. Now I'm going to change direction. Soften your jaw. Be playful. Good. Okay, and then just come to in and out. And I'm going to add the hands. Just moving them in and out a couple times. Okay, good. All right. Done. Okay, we're going to come to lie down for not super long time, just enough to open. And I'm going to say this, that from this lying down, we're going to open a bit, then we're going to come to do a little bit of moving. And if you're like, I just need to stay down, and you do that. That's okay. I feel like the presence of listening, of being, of not doing whatever is outside of this space for you is the yoga sometimes. So, okay. So once you come to lie down, just take a few moments, however you place your feet, however you're lying down. I did put a support under my head. Just receive the earth. Just really tune into the sensations of back of body resting, maybe back of legs or sole of feet. Feel the back of your head resting. And then after you've spent a few moments just grounding here, start to feel the movement of your breath. Just tune into it. It's happening. Okay, now take one hand and place it on I'm going to say the upper chamber of your chest. So that could be right between the breasts, the center of your chest, or a little higher. And just either tap here a few times or just press in. So you're just awakening your awareness to this space. And as you're putting your hand there with a bit of, pressure or tapping or whatever you're doing, see if you can almost imagine that this hand is going all the way to the back, to the floor, and you can just soften right to the floor in this place. So stay with that for 1 or 2 breaths until you might even feel your tailbone lifting a little bit as you melt this heart space to the floor with great intention. And then once you feel that, keep that shape in your body, let your arms come back out. So take your time. And I just want you to feel yourself breathing in and out through this heart space. Just imagine it, you just touched it, you know where it is. So if you don't feel it, you just imagine the flow of breath here. And let that be an expansive breath. So you might even feel this inhale, like fill up and create space through the shoulders, even imagining your arms receiving that and coming back. And the coming back might even be just more grounding. Just imagine this place opening, through your breath. Let's take one more full breath in, hold it there, and slowly release it. Okay. And then let your body relax. So if you're putting any effort into keeping the heart space grounded, just let it go. Good. All right, we're going to start with the old windshield wiper. So bending your knees, separate your feet a comfortable distance apart. I automatically just lifted my hips and replaced them down. Good. And then just flowing very slowly or any pace you like, side to side. Just feeling into any cracking or creaking, any moving. That would feel really nice just as you just roll the knees side to side. You could add a little flexion to the feet, so the feet are a little bit more a player here. Good. And the next time the knees come to the right, we're going to stay there. And you might just keep the left hip or left knee where it is, but if that's not happy, then move that left leg someplace else. Okay. Take your attention back to your heart space. Maybe the head turns to the left. Melt. Good. Admonish my puppy. Stop. Thank you. One more breath. Okay, and then very deliberately bring your head up. Press the heart down as you lift the knees, and then let the knees roll to the opposite side. And just find your place here. Maybe the head turning. Heart tapping. Stop. One more breath. And then inhale, take your knees up, find your place here. And walk your feet in a little bit closer. The feet are about hip distance apart, so you might even feel your big toes touching, and the heels are apart a little bit. And then bring the right knee into your chest, interlace the fingers, maybe on the middle of the shin or up at the knee or behind the thigh. And then just drop in, let the heart drop, let the shoulders drop. Feel that maybe you inhale through the nose, maybe you exhale through your mouth. And you let that exhale drop you in, soften the hip crease. Okay, now if you're going to straighten the left leg, we're going to do it this way. We're going to flex both feet. You feel the left heel on the floor, and you're going to slide the heel as best as you can along the sticky mat until it's extended out. And then maybe you press through the inseam of each foot. If that doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. But that is an action. I'm going to press out through the inseam of the leg to the inseam of the foot. And then soften through the outer hip, the shoulders, the back of your heart. And release the leg, take the arms over your head, just do a nice big stretch. Good. Okay, we're going to bend first the left foot to the floor. Maybe you go toes first, and then you roll along the foot till the heel comes down. Then bend the right foot, do the same thing. Take a moment to set your feet. And then left knee comes in, change the interlace, and just be in the softening here as much as you can. Softening the heart space to the floor, the shoulders, the jaw, the outer left hip. And then adding some flexion into the feet, lengthening the right leg through the heel. Okay, and then you can just be soft here, or you add a little bit of that inner leg strength. Good. Softening, releasing, and maybe revealing. Good. Okay. All right, from here, I'm going to bring both knees into the chest and just rock them in and out. You can move your hands, so maybe the arms become straight as the legs come out. And as I rock these legs in and out, if I took my hands off, the action's still going to happen. There is a little lift of the tailbone. The hands are just there. It's like, I'm taking good care of myself. Good. Okay, one more. And now bring the knees in to whatever works for you. And you might even, hug the knees in as you inhale, walk your hands down as you exhale, and then just hug in a different plane. You could do that. Just moving your hands up and down the shins. Breathing, grounding yourself. Good. Okay. All right, stay here. Take your arms out to the side, maybe palms up or palms down, yogi's choice. We're going to start to rock these knees side to side, and it could just be a little bit. Maybe you just rock from one outer hip to the other. You decide how deep you want to go, and if these heels want to move away from the hips a little more, that's up to you. So I'm just rocking side to side. You could go really slow. So as you take the legs over, you might even, I let my legs are hovering above the floor as I just pause for a moment. And you just decide whatever works best for you in your healing. How's your breathing? Okay, I'm gonna do one more, and then the next time these knees come over to the right and just hang out. Turn the palms up, they're facing down. Turn your head, readjust your support under your head. And then release, like drop in. You take your right hand, find that chamber of your heart, whatever you can reach your upper chest. And just, you can just hold it, or maybe you push in a little bit and imagine you can really soften all the way from this point to the back. Be with your breath, friends. Soften your face. You can keep the right hand there. You can take it back out or rest it on the left thigh, but really stay into this chamber of the heart. I can release anything I'm holding here, carrying, even just for this moment, like intense emotions, grief. It doesn't leave. Maybe we get these little moments of respite, depending on where you are. From here, just let it be heavy. Feel the whole left shoulder heavy. Maybe you can even start to lengthen or deepen the breath for the last few moments we have here. Okay, release your right hand. Bring your head back to center. As you inhale, bring the knees back, and it might be feet first and then knees. If you need to treasure or take care of your back, do that. Okay, I'm going to start to rock these knees side to side again just a few times. And then I'm going to take them all the way over to the left. Take a few moments to adjust your props. Be here. Feel. And then taking the left hand, finding your heart center. I heard an interesting thing yesterday about how, if you don't really know anatomy, like I don't think we have any doctors here, maybe, I don't know. But if you don't really know anatomy, it's almost easier to imagine the spaces in your body. You might know, your heart is actually more over to the left. It doesn't matter. This is the heart center, the center of your being. You're breathing into that, letting it be a little heavier into the right side of your body, the right shoulder, even the right arm, the right cheek. And then keeping your hand there on the heart center, or taking it out, or resting it on your right thigh if you like. And just be in this grounding. Good. Okay, let's take one more breath here, and we're not going to come back on to center. I'm going to open the arms out. You're still looking at your right arm. We're just going to take it up and over. You move yourself all the way back, and then this arm could go down. You could trace it down and around to a full circle, or do a half. And just go slow. If you're going to do a full circle, maybe you reverse it every time. So we're just rolling onto our side and opening. You do whatever feels good here. If it makes you dizzy, then just pause, take longer pauses, and start to move with your breath. I'm just gonna do a few more. Maybe you start to really reach this right arm a little bit longer, a little bit wider. Good, feel the breath. Okay, and the next time you roll onto your back, we're gonna stay there. Take your time, find your way back onto your back. You need to put your feet down, make any adjustments, take the time to do that. Maybe we rock the knees side to side a few times. Maybe we even circle them a few times, like just to massage more of our low back area. Okay, I'm gonna circle it the opposite way and then drop them over to the right and take your time. If I'm going too fast, you know exactly where you're gonna go. Right, so now you turn your head to the left, pause, and when you're ready, take that left arm, reach it up and over to the right, and maybe you do a semicircle or you keep going. The yogi choice. You're doing a full circling, a full cycling, cycle the opposite way every time, just changing. Just be in your flow, you know, in the grounding, in the opening, in the breath, in the simplicity of this, the nourishment. Good. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Stretch that arm as much as you can. You might do two more if you're half circling, and then just be in the opening for a moment. Okay, so here's where you decide if you're gonna come up or you're gonna just lie on your back and enjoy being on your back on the floor. It's such a good place to be. You're coming upright. Take a moment to bring yourself up and to feel that. Yes, however you want to come up. I love that. Okay, good. So I'm going to put this blanket down for the knees, and then I'm going to bring the blocks forward. Good. Okay, just set the blocks aside. We're going to start in child's pose. And let's work our way into child's pose slowly. So if you start on your hands and knees are open a little bit. I love to tuck the toes under and just rock yourself front to back. So we get a little bit of wrist and you just kind of feel, okay, just do this maybe 3 times, a little bit front to back. And then maybe the third time, the tops of the feet come down and you can settle into child's pose. I'm going to rock front to back 3 times here with the tops of the feet down. Big toes are just coming to gently touch. Good. And then at the third time, let your tush come down. Walk your hands back. Lift your head and your heart. So you're actually sitting for a moment. And then from that seat, extend yourself out. Like you're just grounded in your seat as best as you can. You know, if your heart comes down and your head comes down, you can flop in the pose. Great. If that's not your place, you know, you have your block right there. Maybe it comes underneath your forehead. Or you might stay up on your hands. You know, just wherever it is, imagine you're sinking to the floor. You know, at the same time, we are in our human bodies. So there's a lot here, hip flexion, foot flexion. You feel into all of that. You know, if you did a particularly challenging activity yesterday, maybe your thighs are talking to you. I'm just slipping my socks off, guys, too. Good. Okay, and we're going to take this into a twisted child's pose. So walk your hands back, come up halfway again. Walk your hands, let's start with the left side or whichever side you want to start with. As I take the hands over, I actually push up again. I'm going to take the belly in, then extend out. And you just come wherever you need to be. That left hand, if you're gone to the left, might stay bent. So it kind of keeps the left side up so you're not rolling too much. Over to the left side. And if you can turn your head to the left, you can rest it on your upper right arm. At the same time as I say all that, you have a block right there. And you need to pull it in, you pull it in. And okay, now you're in this twisted child, your own shape. I'm going to lift my hips and just shift them a little bit to the right. So I get even more here. Okay, now just like you're lying on your back, Soften your heart. Be in this shape, even if it's not super happy. Find those little places. One more breath in. Okay, we're gonna come out. Now I'm gonna take a downward dog before we do the other side. Whatever else you need to do, you know, it's fine. Just be in this a linear shape. So I'm just walking my feet back. I'm gonna take a longer downward dog than maybe I normally do. Press through your heels, press the thighs back, anchor into the outer bones of your hands. So the heels of your hands, the outer edge alongside the pinky, between the pinky and the wrist. Press down. Breathe. Okay, I'm gonna lift the heels high. Inhale. Exhale, lower your knees. And that could be really slow, like there's so much to experience on the way down. And then you put your knees wide, tops of the feet. I'm gonna rock front to back 3 times before I come into child's pose. Just moving here in whichever way, you know, you can feel. And then we go very slowly. You take the hips back. Find the hips to the heels. That might mean walking your hands back, coming upright more. And extend yourself out. Come into your child's pose. See if you can imagine the tailbone lifting as the head drops. Or maybe you can make that happen. Breathe here. Whichever you are in your child's pose, you honor it. This is my child's pose today. Look at me. You know, how many people do you know who are getting on their floor today doing this? In my life, not too many. Maybe just me and Hart and you guys. Okay, that I know of. You know? Okay, I think of my family. Inhale, come up. Walk your hands back. Sorry, we're coming to twisted child. So walk your hands back. Turn to the right. And then take a bit of cat pose. Like draw your belly in. That's going to help you shift more over that thigh. Now extend your arms out. Maybe the right hand stays bent so you can keep that right side lifting. Maybe you bring a block in. I'm really anchoring that left hand. I'm going to shift the hips over to the left. Say hello to the whole left side. Maybe the head can turn and rest on the left arm. You know, you just find these bits of comfort and bathe it all with your breath. Good. One more full breath in. Breathe out. And make your way back to center. And if you're DFDing, downward dogging, maybe you turn your hands out just a little bit more. Get that, you know, if your hands are straight, the index finger is going to point straight up. You might feel like your pinkies are turning out a little bit. Really ground through your hands, guys, the same way you do through your feet. So I'm just going to walk the feet back, take a long downward dog, push through the hands from the shoulders to the arms, out into the hands. Let your head dangle if you can. Let your jaw go. Imagine your heart space. Can you lift it up? And if you lift the heart space, does that give you more room to extend right to the hips, right through your hands? One more full breath in. Breathe out. Okay. Take your left knee down to the floor. Tuck the toes under. Turn the right foot so the toes are pointing to the right. Flatten that right foot as best as you can. You might even turn the heel out a little bit. Turn the left hand out a little more. Now take that right arm, reach it in front of you. Reach, reach. Push the right foot down. Now spiral that arm up to the sky. Maybe you look up. Ooh, don't fall. Ground yourself through your hands. Through that knee on the floor. It's not sleeping. Good. One more breath. Good. Release. Take your hand down. We're going to switch sides. So you might lift the heel, maybe a plank interlude, downward dog, or just switch. Okay. Put the right knee down and then set it up. Tuck the toes under. Left foot comes down. I take a moment to set that left foot. I'm going to turn the heel out, toes in a little bit. Turn the right hand out a bit. Now take your left arm. You sweep it forward. Push the right hand down. Take the belly in, the heart in, and sweep it up. And then be here. Everything is connecting to the floor. Except your head. Don't let your head dangle. Hold it up. Breathe. One more breath. Good. And then release. Come down. I'm going to step it into a little plank, but you could do downward dog or hands and knees and just hang out. Good. Okay, we're going to lower down. So knees first, thighs, hips, belly, heart, forehead maybe. Walk your hands back, guys, so you can get the whole hands on the floor, wherever it's going to be. We're just bring the elbows in, spread your fingers. That's the pose. I'm going to take the shoulders away from the ears. Not lifting up. I'm just walk my hands back. So the wrists are getting a little stretch. Move the shoulders away, elbows are in towards the body. You might take your belly in a little bit, melt your forehead. Even if it's hovering above the floor, feel the tops of your feet. Just feel them there. Can you get all 10 toenails to the floor? One more breath. Okay, now relax. Move your hands underneath your forehead if you like, or your block. Just take maybe 2 more breaths here. Okay, we're gonna come to baby cobra. Stay as you are, lift one leg up, stretch it back. Take the other leg, stretch it back. Find the tops of the feet, toenails down. Now take your hands. Now they might go forward more. You could challenge the wrist and take them back. Lift the shoulders, lift the head. Now lift your heart space and feel that the heart is lifting you. You're only gonna go as high as your heart space will let you. You know, the head, back of the head in line with the heart, shoulders up. If you want to take the hands off the floor, go ahead. You want to lift the legs up off the floor, go ahead, but maybe spread your toes, spread your fingers. Now smile. One more breath. Okay, slowly lower down. What happens if you go so slow? You just feel everything come down. You want to put your hands under your forehead, you can do that, just soften. Now we're going to do a little upper chest twist. So I'm going to take my hands just a little bit out from wherever they are, just move them out. So put them back as if you're going to do baby cobra, if you're not there. And now move them out a little bit. Okay, legs are extended. So just go ahead, give them a little extension, draw your belly in a little bit just to support the low back. Now push into the left hand, lift the left shoulder, turn and look over, and you just go as high as you can, and then you bring it down, and we'll do the opposite side. So just feel this is like a little upper back heart twist happening here. Okay, I'm going to do one more on each side, and then we're going to change it just a little bit. Come back. Now pop up onto the pads of your fingers with your elbows in the air. So you're on the pads of your fingers. Sometimes I call this, you know, a tarantula cobra, but we're going to do a twist. So let your shoulders just drop here. Just feel like the hands up, the shoulders can drop. Now let's start with the right side. Roll the right shoulder back. Push into the right fingertips and just take a little peek. Maybe you come up higher if that's there. And then you'll just lower. Do the opposite side. Shoulder rolls back, you push into the fingers. Maybe you come up into a full tarantula cobra twist and then come down. And just do this a few times. Just feel the shoulder has this nice space. It can roll and it's going to come back. Okay. Good. All right. You can rest, but I'm going to do one more on each side. Roll the shoulder back. Find it. Hearts on dog duty. Awesome. And good. And then as you finish this, we're just going to rest. However you want to do that. Walk under your head, hands under your head. Breathe. Okay. All right. Let's go to windshield wiper on our tummies. So tuck your toes under and widen your legs. Oh, let's start this way. Once you have the toes tucked under and the legs are wide, rock the heel side to side. And that's just like rolling the leg, the hip. You might feel your low back. Love this. Good. And then we'll bend the knees and just rock those heel side to side a few times. Good. Okay, and then let's maybe do a couple egg beaters. Just free the low back, the hips. You can go slow. If you're resting your head on your hands, maybe change the placement of your hands now. So you have the opposite hand there. And start to egg beat in the opposite way. Thank you. Good. Okay, and now bring yourself back Let the legs extend, but now bring the legs together again. Tops of the feet down. Let yourself rest. You can even let your heels turn out, toes in. Okay. Superman Cobra. So I lift the head. I'm going to bring the hands alongside the body. You could have the palms down. Maybe that's a good way to start. And then you just pull your chin in, lift the shoulders up, and maybe you lift the heart. You can lift your legs. Your hands could stay on the floor. You could reach them up if you like, but keep the shoulders moving away. If you lifted your arms, spread your fingers, spread your toes. I'm pushing out through the inseam of my legs. Feel the heart lift. Don't lift the head, lift the heart. And release. And come back down and rest in whatever way feels good, just rest. Okay. One more full breath in. Sigh it out. I'm going to come up to child's pose. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to widen the legs, bend the knees, bring the feet together. Take the hands into Cobra position, lift the shoulders, lift the heart, lift the head, and just roll over your knees, if that works. Then replace yourself so that you're comfortable. Maybe you rock front to back a few times, just moving in so slow. So we're not just going from pose to pose. It's like, oh, what's the point of this now? Oh, I did all this stuff on my back. So as I anchor the hips to the heels and extend out, I feel I'm stretching, lengthening the low back area, and then melting the heart. And then breathe into everything on offer here. Bathe everything. At the same time, friends, as you're doing all of that, notice if anything that was talking to you when we first went into child's pose, is it still present? Just notice. Good. Okay. One more full breath in. Breathe out. Okay, I'm going to come up to hands and knees. I'm going to walk the knees back, make a little bit of a longer tabletop. And now I'm going to maybe bring the knees together. Let's bring the feet together. We're going to step the left foot to the floor. It might go right to the outside of the left hand, and it might not. Whatever it's doing though, turn the toes so that the knee is in line with the toes. And then we're going to start to rock front to back. And the leg might straighten, might not. Here's where the blocks might be something you want to bring in. Okay, just be kind. Now, this is quite a narrow way we came in. So the next time you come forward, if you're like, I want more space, walk your right leg back and make it more. Okay, good. Now start to move at a diagonal. So the hips move to the left and the hips move to the right. Just feel that. Let's do maybe one or two more. Just waking up the legs. Good. And then when you come forward into this, wide lunge, turn the right hand out, put the left hand on your thigh, start to turn your body. Now I haven't sunk my hips. I'm going to push the right thigh back, even take the tush back here. Turn. Now lift your arm up in the air. Feel the foot pushing down into the floor, the left foot. Now I'm going to start to bend more into the left knee. I'm still not sinking in my hips. This is, if I sink into the hips, I can come all the way down to the floor. I'm holding the hips up and just sending more. Good. Release. Step back. Okay, yogi's choice here, downward dog, child's pose, sitting, whatever you like. Just take a few moments. Feel. Okay. You're in downward dog and lift the heels so high. And then take the knees down, go slow. Oh, what happens if I go slow? Feel all the weight shifting, everything that's going to happen until you come down. And then we'll step that right foot out wherever it's going to go. Maybe it walks its way up outside the hand or not. Toes turn out. Then we'll start to rock front to back. Yeah. Okay. Just feel, it's kind of a narrow way in. Be kind and loving. Okay, and the next time you come forward, if you want more room, you just pop that left knee back. And then go again. This time we're going to add a little bit of the hip shift. So the hip shift to the right and the hip shift to the left. And I probably don't have to tell you when to do that because I bet you can feel the natural movement. I'm just playing with it a little more. Good. Okay, and the next time you come forward, you turn the right hand out. Oh no, left hand out, right hand to the thigh. Now I'm taking the hips back, tush back, pushing left thigh back, and then turn. Okay, take your time here. Maybe you want to pull the right hip back a little bit. Lift the arm when you're ready. Be here. Feel into all the parts that are extending. Then we can start to bend more into that right knee, but without letting the hips drop too much. That might be really challenging. So just be wherever you need to. Okay, release. Pull back. We're coming to rest in child's pose. This time I'm going to have the knees right together, tops of the feet. If that works, that's where you're going. If it doesn't work, that's not where you're going. Turn your palms up if you need to, or roll your wrists, a lot of wrist stuff. Release all of that and be with your breath. Good. One more breath. Okay. Good. All right. Last little thing we're going to do before we come back onto our backs. You're going to come up onto your hands and knees. I'm going to widen the knees like I'm doing child's pose, but now I'm going to move the feet in line with the knees. Tuck the toes under. We're going to walk the hands back and lift the knees up, guys. We're going to do this little squat, roll over your feet kind of a thing. So make it your own, whatever you need. If you need to be up higher with your tush, do that. Okay. So I'm just feeling the ankles articulate. Good. Last one. Okay. And then maybe we come to rest and squat. If that's there for you, you find it. If it's not there for you, you make it. And just be. Okay. We're just going to take 2 more breaths here. If you're in full squat, can you soften your tail, lift your heart? That's the whole pose. It start to come up. Whatever works. Okay, we're gonna go to forward fold from here. So hands down, lift your hips, widen your legs as much as feels good. And then start to find some movement. Okay, I know the blocks are way, maybe not near you. If you need your blocks, bring them in. So I'm just rolling my body, my torso from side to side as I bend one knee, shift the hips, just feel your little dance here. Good. Whatever feels good. I'm going to come to just hang out. So maybe you make your toes point more straight. Okay, inhale, lift your head and your heart. And exhale and fold. Knees bent or straight, whatever you need. You can grab opposite elbows, hang your head, hang your arms. Move your hips so that you feel they're over the feet and you're very supported there. Now breathe as if you're just lying on your back. One more full breath in. Breathe out. And then release your hands. Walk your hands forward. And then we come to sit. And we're just going to sit for a moment. I'm going to sit on the tops of the feet. Whatever works for you. Just be in this, sacred sit. Let your hands rest. Maybe palms up. Just take a moment. Now take your non-dominant hand to that heart space and either push in or tap or make some circles. Just bring your attention here into the center of your being. Drop your jaw. And then release the left hand back wherever you had it. And just tune into the breath and this expanding heart. One more breath. Smile. To the work you have done. No one can do it for you. Good. Okay. So our next pose is going to be a heart opening pose. So Bhishmasana is what it's called. And I'm going to use the blocks. If the blocks are too much, like I said at the very beginning, blocks support the bones. And then everything else can just drape over that. So I'm going to use blocks, one behind the head, one behind the heart. And it could be lowest height. I know everyone here, I'm pretty sure, has done this. If this is not where you want to be, you take your little blanket, you roll your little sausage shape, and you could just lie over that like we do often in class. Okay, I'm going to leave this here. And then we sit, and you take your fingers and you find the back of your heart. Okay, this is me on the medium height. It could be lowest height. You know, touch your heart space and feel, oh yeah, okay, I'm right there. Find the support for your head. The head one is always kind of the most tricky. And then arms out. Okay, now once you're in it, sometimes it's like, ugh. So if you just lift the heart, put it back, sometimes that finds it. Okay, so once you're in it, you take your time. If it's not right, come out and readjust. If I was there with you, you know I'd be running around the room, placing heads on blocks and saying, maybe you need to move up a little bit, maybe down a little bit. It should feel like the bones of your shoulder blades are supported. Okay, I'm going to come up and go to the highest height and sit in Virasana. That's how I like to do this pose. That is not a joy for everyone, so be content. And then, you know, whatever you want to do with your legs, see heart's dropped into Baddha Konasana, you can have the legs bent, stretched out, whatever you like. I'm just going to hang out here, feel the bones supported, the heart lifted. Just let the heart space melt. Okay, it can be precarious. If you have it in the wrong spot, it could be like a millimeter down too much. So be kind and compassionate, playful and playfully open. So very open space. Heart is open. The shoulders, the bones of the upper chest, the back of your chest, drop. Put your hands, your arms wherever you need to. If you're in Virasana, you might want to hold your feet. That's a nice thing, but it's not a requirement. Something's opening. Okay, breathe here. Okay. The other thing you could do is like just internally change things. Like if you lift your heart a little bit more towards your chin, you might find, oh, that shifts things on the block. You know, just without coming up, can you make little interior adjustments? That's it. Okay, you can stay exactly as you are. If you'd like to add the arms, I'm just going to reach the arms up to the sky and start to descend them overhead. They don't need to go anywhere past the ears. You know, stretch, but they might keep dropping into the heart space. Almost, you know, it could be a version of this Cobras we did. Melt your belly, your jaw. Okay, bring your arms back to rest. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then to come out of this, you either roll to your side and press yourself up, or you use your hands to support your head. Lift the chin to the chest and then lift yourself straight up. Once you come up, guys, I want us to lie down as quick as cats. I don't have any cats, but I'm pretty soon they're quick. So as quick as a cat, you might even just pull a blanket up for your head and then lie down. And we come back to the way we open class. You know, we started tuning into the heart space, but here, whoo, just feel that expanded heart space at the back of you. This way, when we send you out into the world, you're radiating from your heart through the front, through the back, through the sides. Okay, we're going to come back to windshield wiper. Just a few times, just rolling. Go ahead and move in when you're ready. Walk your feet as wide as you like. Good. And then we're going to change this windshield wiper a little bit. You're going to walk your feet to touch and then start to roll side to side with the knees. So maybe one foot is supporting the other. And just go very slow. Like if this is a lot for you, go slow. Feel your flow. Good. Okay, we bring ourselves to center. Pause here. Feet are, their big toe edge is touching and the heels are apart a little bit. You're gonna cross this right ankle over the left knee and bring this in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers and place them on any leg space. Maybe you rock side to side a little bit. I'm gonna add a little oomph into my feet. A little bit, just, not 100%. Just they're active. Good. And then just come to rest. So you're going to draw this leg package in, pull the right hip away, soften the shoulders. And if you want to add the full Gomukhasana pose, don't rush it. But if your body's ready, you can grab the soles of your feet, right hand to left foot to right, or left to right, right to left. Then the feet are resisting, and I'm just pulling them down a little bit. Maybe even out. Let me see. You might have to go in. Maybe that's better for you. Okay, release. Just cross, change the cross maybe in midair, and then find your grip, change the fingers. Just hug in wherever you need to be here. Rock in and out. Soften behind your heart. Maybe the left hip needs to pull down a little bit. And then if you want to move your hands, that's not a requirement for this pose. Things just get more and more crunchy. As long as you can smile, keep your face soft, and breathe well, then you're probably okay. Okay, release, hug the knees in. Release your hands to the floor, move the knees side to side or circle, whatever feels good here. Think of just massaging my low back. Good. Okay, now we're going to come up just to set up for Shavasana. So if you don't need to come up, that's fine. I'm going to rock and roll just because, good little spinal movement here. That could be, maybe you're like, what? I don't want to do that. That's fine. Okay, and then yes, beautiful. I love it when I see everyone do something different. I'm like, yep, that's what it's about. So take your time to suit up. Now I'm gonna do a legs up the wall here for my Shavasana. If that's not where you want to be, that's fine. Legs up the wall is just an opportunity to maybe get upside down and release anything we're holding, like the feet be above the head, whatever you like. I'm going to use the bolster, and I'm going to put it lengthwise. And I'll put the blanket for the head. It's going to hit differently, so I'll have to move that. Okay, now you either leave a space for your hips, or you can put a block there to support your sacrum. If we let the sacrum drop, sometimes that's a lot for the low back area, so you might want to use a block. You can always slide the block in after. Okay. Or whatever works, okay? You sit on the bolster. Yeah, if you have a heating pad, blankets, an eye covering, bring that all in. Okay. Supporting your head, and then you're just finding whatever works. Lying straight out at a place that can be deep relaxing. Prefer without the block. Good. Okay. Just resting in your expanded capacity for stillness. Let stillness move through you. And a still ocean still has activity underneath that you can't see. And then feeling into the freedom of your organs, resting. Into the openness of your heart space in all directions, front, back, and sides. Into the flow of your breath, your life force, your prana. All these things that make up who you are beyond what you see in the mirror. The thing that we all have the same, yet slightly different. As you settle into your rest, just feel into the connected energies of your heart space and of those that you're practicing with right now at this moment. That we are all resting our hearts, connecting our hearts, and supporting each other in our life endeavors. I support you in what you need to do. You support me, us. And that comes from the heart space, not from the head. Honor your heart, your love chamber. Shavasana. Softening behind your heart a little bit more. Just feeling the heart space is expanding through your wingspan, through your arms. You might even tune in. As you inhale, the heart lifts and the wings, shoulders drop back a little bit. And as you exhale and the heart space comes in, your wings, your shoulders move forward a little bit. If you don't notice that, it's all fine. Just feeling into that possibility of expanding your space. If your legs up the wall and you'd like to come to lie down for a few moments, and just wiggle yourself out or roll to the side, come out, and then just bring yourself into lying down. Or stay and legs up the wall, it's fine too. We'll just move into our final few moments of inviting in stillness. And even in the stillness, there is movement. I'm just going to feel into that deeply. Softening your forehead, your eyes, your jaw, your arms, your legs, and the back of your head. And if you wish to stay as you are, then I deeply honor that. And if you're ready to come up, well, I honor that too. So decide what you need, and then just begin. If you're coming up, make it a journey. Oh, where do I need to go next on this journey? And you don't even need to think it, because it's just going to flow in. You don't need to make a plan, because it's going to happen. You're just here for the ride. So take your time. And once you do come up, I'm just going to be in that quiet, still space. And just be in your quiet. What you've cultivated, what you've created, recreated, invited in and released. What did you learn? Just take that time to let this experience permeate. So we're not just rushing off to whatever comes next. And if you'd like to take one hand to your heart or two hands to this heart space that we've been connecting to in this practice, this is the space of love, self-love. When I used to teach little kids and I'd have them hold their hearts, I'd have them whisper, "I love you, heart. Thank you, heart." I love you, heart. Thank you, heart. Just feel this little part of you. Bringing your hands together, keeping them at your heart if you wish. As you inhale, lengthen tall, lift your chin, and as you exhale this breath, be here. And we'll seal this breath with seal this class with our May We Be Blessed mantra in one Om. Inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. Inhale. Bowing your chin, exhale your breath into your hands. Catch your sacred breath, friends. Hold it in front of your hearts. Let it be filled with your loving, sweet energies. And then inhale, lift your chin and open your eyes and offer this to that which you see. And we'll offer it out. Yes. Big heart. And then we'll send that in. Yes. So much love, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Thank you. So no classes Tuesday, Thursday. I'll send an email out today. I'll be here next Sunday for spring solstice or equinox. That's my Shavasana brain. All right. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Have a great week. So much love, everybody.